Here with head coach Anna Nimz as the Demons continue their five-game home stretch here towards the end of the season, and kind of another opportunity for us on
Mhm.
Thursday to hopefully do what we did on Monday and kind of get a bit of a redemption kind of game because we did not play well at East Texas A&M.
Mhm.
Played well and got the win. Didn't play so well against UIW. An opportunity to sort of rectify that
Yeah.
on Thursday.
Yeah, we have to come up with another clever name. It was Redemption Monday, so I don't know what it'll be for Thursday. I'll leave that to you, Brad. But yeah, another opportunity to play at Prather in front of the home crowd. And I think the girls are excited. Obviously, they're tired, but what we've tried to impress upon them is this is sort of that tournament feel. It's back to back to back, and although we still actually have a day on the in between, and you don't at the tournament, um, it has that feel. We're getting near the end. I'm sure they're excited. We're not practicing as much because it's just games, games, games. So just trying to get them healthy, do a lot of rehab, but they've got to have an incredible amount of fire and fight. UIW seems to always present issues for us. Really good team. Coach Dow recruited a really good group of girls, and now they're there, and he's at SLU, but they've continued their success there at UIW under their new coach. And so it's a lot that we need to do better from the first game to the second game. But like you said, we rectified that at versus Commerce from first to second game, and we're excited to have the opportunity to do it and do it here.
And how important is, and maybe you can speak to the grander trend over the past few games, because we didn't really talk about it a whole lot last night, is the way the defense performed, especially late in the game, and how key that is every time is good defense
Yeah.
in the games. But I think we've held opponents to below 55 or so the past several games. Really good performance against a high quality McNeese team in there as well. So the defense always been a sort of calling card for you, but it's showing up at a good time.
Yeah, and that's something that we were doing a really nice job of earlier in the season, and then we've let a few games slip there where we were letting certain kids get above their average, and so that kind of skewed things. But they got back to it. I think the last two games, I think their gap principles have been spot on. I think we have slip ups. We're never going to play a perfect game, but anytime you can shrink the court and make it tougher on dribble drive kids, and this conference is full of dribble drive kids. It's obviously going to allow us to have a little more success. I think they were really good on their ball screen coverage. I think that, large in part, we do a really nice job, and we're actually in the top of holding people well below their 3-point percentage. And again, in our conference, it seems like everybody's got a really good hard take kid, one or two of those, and then they've got a couple perimeter kids that can absolutely just splash threes. So I was proud of them. I think it's going to be even more important with UIW in the sense that they're such a physical team. Not only are they a hard take team, with the ability to shoot the three ball, they're a hard take team with very physical kids. Whereas they're going to be maybe stronger throughout the shoulders. So we're going to have to guard our yard and hold our ground. It's going to be important.
Yeah, what have you seen in preparation for it? I mean, they hit a bit of a tough stretch there. I think they lost 4 or 5 in a row. They got the win over Nichols, which kind of gives them a little confidence. But you got to feel like they are coming in with confidence because they've had some success against us over the past few years.
Yeah, and I think they're a pretty even-killed team. Sometimes you can look at a team and think that you can maybe get at a player here and there, maybe as far as just emotional play. I think they're a pretty even-killed team. They've played together for a handful of years, so albeit, yes, a new coach, the girls have actually played together for multiple years, and they have a lot of senior leadership in that group. But at the end of the day, it's our court, or it's our rims. We've been home for a couple days. We're sleeping in our own bed. We're not traveling. They get king cake today. So things are on our side, and we have to seize the day, and we have to take care of the opportunity to play here at home and really try to tackle that win.
And finally, Coach, a little step forward. Saturday will be a senior day for a few of the girls here, and it's this era of college athletics. You don't get the opportunity all the time to have players for 4 or 5 years, and a lot of it's 1 or 2 year kids. But we've got a little mix of that with Carla, who's been here for a few years, and then the handful that came in this year. But the impact that those seniors made. I mean, look back to Maya last year, what Naya and T have done this year. Um, it's important to have that sort of mix. And can you just speak about the senior class real quick?
I think just to start with it, you start with Carla. She was a transfer for us from Vermont, and she's been a defensive specialist for us for 3 years. I think, whereas in maybe the first 2 years, um, she was coming into it. I think this year, like I said last night, you don't win without a Carla. You don't win without somebody that is just so bought into her role and how to help the team have success. Her 3 years, she's been a bulldozer of a kid. She's a bright light in our program. She's fun to be around. She's great in the classroom. She's good in the community. She's a knucklehead. I'm sure that the housing department will be happy when Carla leaves. Her in the pool. But like she's a great kid, and she's absolutely going to have success. But her buy-in and her growth over her career here has been phenomenal. And so I pray and I believe she's going to have a deep appreciation for NSU, but we have a really deep appreciation for Carla and what she's done over the course of her career here. With 1-year kids, what they mean to us, we pray we mean the same thing to them. They're here, they're bought in. We don't have success without them. But even just transformational play from when T got here to what T's doing now. I mean, when we recruited her, we had this idea of what we wanted and what we needed. And Nia Hardison those are big shoes to fill, and the physicality and the pound the paint and the rebounding effort. And she not only took that role, and then she just has grown it substantially. She's become a 3-level scorer. And that's something I do pride our program on. Even within the short few months that she's been with us, her 3-point percentage has skyrocketed. Her ability to take games over. I mean, she had 17 last night against a great team. She's just done such a good job. So it's been short, but I pray that she knows the impact she's made, and I pray that she knows just, how much she means to us. It's hard sometimes to get that in a year. But like I said, we pray we mean as much to them as they've meant to us and to the program. And obviously I could go on and on about every kid that we have. We have 3 more, with Nia Valentine, talk about big shoes to fill with Maya Blake. And I think not only she's just come in here, she didn't have to fill shoes. And I think that was what's special is she didn't have to fill Maya Blake's shoes. She just became Nia Valentine's shoes to fill. And she's done that, 200 career assists. I mean, that's a stat right there. That's an impressive thing, especially with, movement. She's moved quite a bit. And I pray that she felt like she kind of found her home here in this final year. And so appreciate it, appreciative. Deja Turner, came, she made the jump from NAI, phenomenal NAI player, and made the jump to come here. She played a lot on the perimeter. She's an inside out kid, but she's added to the program, and with Noelle, nobody's seen Noelle, but Noelle has a skill set that we haven't had. We were super excited, another kid to make the NAIA jump, but she ended up being injured all year. But what she adds to the program is a bright spot, a lot of laughter. She's Carla's BFF, so those two are thick as thieves. But she brings a lot of positive energy. And so every kid that's been 1 year, again, I pray that we mean to them and that NSU means to them what they mean to us. So it's really, it's kind of like recruiting. There are a lot of short-term, really intense short-term relationships. And I feel like 1 year kids, it's just like you fall in love with kids, all for them to leave. And then you just pray that you can, create a true alumni out of them, just for what they were able to do here.
Coach, as always, appreciate you.
Sorry for the long answer.
You're good.
Welcome.